Is it just us, or is this a serious deja vu moment? Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Phineas and Ferb running gags. For this list, we'll be looking at the funniest and most memorable recurring jokes from this animated Disney series.
Well, he is a platypus. They don't do much.
They're the only mammals to lay eggs.
Number 10, the secret agent Fedora. When he's around his family, Perry acts like a regular platypus who doesn't do much. Whenever Perry breaks out his secret agent Fedora, however, the espionage action begins.
Hey, where's Perry?
The brown fedoras are used to distinguish ordinary animals from members of OWCA, or Organization Without a Cool Acronym. Thus, Perry isn't the only one with a fedora or a secret lair. It was especially surprising when we first saw Isabella's chihuahua Pinky wearing a fedora, revealing his double life.
Ah! Agent Pinky! Finally!
For the dim-witted Dr. Doofenshmirtz, the fedora is the only way he can tell the difference between Agent P and any other platypus.
Who are you? A platypus? Perry the platypus?
You'd think that Doof would be able to recognize Perry with or without the hat, but he gets stumped several times. Number 9, Lindana. Before Linda Flynn Fletcher was a mother, she lived a storied life as a pop star under the stage name Lindana.
Then they throw a big diva tantrum, lose their label, and they fade to obscurity. Before you know it, their song ends up as elevator music. Years later, they have a reunion concert, and after that, they never sing again.
Back in the 80s, she became as big as Madonna with her single I'm Lindana and I Wanna Have Fun. The catchy yet meaningless song repeatedly pops up throughout the series, sometimes in its original form and other times as elevator music. Lindana's inner diva got the better of her, however, resulting in her one-hit wonder status. She was lip-syncing the whole time anyway.
So, Mom, after all these years, how'd you keep your voice in such great shape?
Oh, I was lip-syncing.
Linda's usually such a grounded character, so it's always interesting to learn more about her colorful youth. Perhaps the funniest revelation is that Linda's desire to be a pop star helped inspire Doofenshmirtz's pursuit to take over the tri-state area.
Makes me want to be a pop star.
Yeah, right. And I'm going to rule the world.
Well, why not?
Yeah, like I can do that.
Maybe instead of, the whole world, start small with the tri-state area.
Number 8, aren't you a little young? Throughout their epic summer, the exact ages of Phineas and Ferb aren't made explicitly clear. In any case, they definitely look a little young to be roller coaster engineers, landscape contractors, or big-budget movie directors. The adults they come across frequently bring this up, to which Phineas usually replies,
Yes I am.
This question is asked so many times that after a while, Phineas comes to expect it. Of course, Phineas doesn't always give the same answer, a key example being when the boys are asked if they're a little young to be pop stars.
No.
Disney musicians do tend to skew younger after all. Where Phineas and Ferb are seen as too young, Doofenshmirtz appears a little old for his childish antics.
Aren't you a little old to be building a fort?
No, I'm not. Shut up.
Number 7, Doofenshmirtz's Evil Jingle. Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated isn't the easiest name to remember. After listening to this catchy jingle a few times, however, you'll never forget it.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated!
The Evil Jingle is often heard whenever Perry arrives at Doofenshmirtz's building. The lyrics are occasionally changed depending on where Doofenshmirtz is and what he's up to.
Doofenshmirtz abandoned self-storage!
Whether it's Doofenshmirtz abandoned self-storage or Doofenshmirtz's ex-wife's house in the hills somewhere, though, the singers always bring such upbeat energy to the jingle.
Doofenshmirtz's ex-wife's house in the hills somewhere!
Well, except for maybe Doofenshmirtz's basement, which is appropriately downbeat.
Doofenshmirtz's basement.
Apparently, the jingle is just the beginning of a longer song that Doofenshmirtz hasn't gotten around to finishing.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, where being evil is not debated. You know what? I should really write the rest of that someday.
If Doofenshmirtz ever does complete the full song, hopefully his daughter Vanessa gets an official verse. Number 6, Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today. Considering that Phineas is as smart as a young Isaac Newton, it's only fitting that he comes up with his best ideas while sitting under a tree. Whenever inspiration hits Phineas like a falling apple, he enthusiastically tells his stepbrother,
That's it! I know what we're gonna do today!
It's a line that speaks to Phineas's eternal optimism, creativity, and can-do attitude. This phrase is occasionally followed by a familiar question, as someone, usually Phineas, realizes that Perry is gone.
Hey, where's Perry?
Perry is of course off thwarting Doofenshmirtz's evil schemes, leaving the boys to their own devices. Most of the time, the pet platypus will return home by the end of the day, just as Phineas and Ferb are finishing their latest project. All in a day's work.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
Perry!
Number 5. Whatcha doin? Whenever Isabella drops by Phineas and Ferb's backyard, she habitually asks the same question.
What you doing?
She says this with such high-pitched curiosity that it's impossible not to smile every time we hear it. It's a catchphrase almost as adorable as Isabella's not-so-subtle feelings for Phineas. Being the object of her affection, Phineas is the only other person that Isabella is comfortable sharing her catchphrase with.
What you doin'?
When Buford tries to say it once, Isabella wasn't about to let it slide.
About that what you doing back there?
Up. We'll talk about it later.
Even when she's not in the room, Isabella can sense when others are stealing her trademark line.
What you doing?
As cute as her catchphrase is, it can also be a fearsome weapon. Mitch learned this the hard way when Isabella slapped him with the ultimate
What you doing?
Number 4. Doofenshmirtz's Inators. Doofenshmirtz is always cooking up diabolical inventions, most of which are branded as Inators.
The monster truck away, Inator!
A few of these devices have relatively menacing names like the Destructinator.
Behold the Destructinator!
Others don't roll off the tongue so naturally, such as the giant robotic penguin icy freeze your socks off breathinator.
The giant robotic penguin icy freeze your socks off breathinator thingy!
In any case, the Inators always make leeway for a lot of fun, inventive, and hilarious scenarios. They also usually play a role in cleaning up Phineas and Ferb's messes before Mom gets home. Meanwhile, Doof's Inators are destroyed by that cursed Perry the Platypus, and sometimes a self-destruct button he unwisely included.
Someone always finds my self-destruct button! Curse you, Perry the Platypus, blah blah blah.
Despite being an evil scientist who specializes in Inators, building a Terminator has apparently never crossed Doofenshmirtz's mind. Maybe if Disney ever buys that franchise.
It's branding, leave me alone.
Number 3. Crushes. Love was in the air throughout this particular summer, although it took a while for several couples to finally get together. After crushing on Jeremy for more than 100 episodes, Candace officially becomes his girlfriend.
I would hope my girlfriend would have a little trust in me.
Jeremy, you said the G word.
Well, yeah, I used the... Hold on. Yeah, I used the G word. That doesn't freak you out, does it?
No, because I think of you as my B word.
Phineas isn't as quick to catch on to Isabella's crush, despite her many hints.
Isabella!
Fortunately, Finn-Bella does become canon in their late teens, just in time for them to start a college romance.
I guess I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes, you will.
The running gag involving Ferb's crush on the older Vanessa also matures with time, building to a happy ending. Interestingly, Thomas Brody Sangster and Olivia Olson, the voices of Ferb and Vanessa respectively, previously played a young couple in Love Actually. So this is one running gag that extends beyond the series itself.
Hey Ferb, snap out of it!
Number 2. Doofenshmirtz's tragic backstories. It's not uncommon for a villain to have a tragic backstory. Doofenshmirtz has multiple tragic backstories though, each one more depressing and hilarious than the last. Where do we begin? Well, we guess when Doofenshmirtz was born, and his parents somehow didn't show up for the delivery.
Oh, how cute! But where's Mom?
She didn't, show up for the birth.
Where Doofenshmirtz was rejected by his parents upon arrival, they showered his brother Roger with nothing but love. The fact that Roger grows up to be mayor gives Doof all the more reason to take over the tri-state area.
All right, enough with the cheering. This is my show, not his.
Can I help it if Mommy liked me best?
Doof's childhood was full of heartbreak, not to mention bullies, bratwurst, and balloons.
He became my best friend in the whole world.
Macbeth and Hamlet think they know tragedy, but at least they didn't grow up having to pose as a lawn gnome.
All through the cold night, as the Spitzenhound howled, my only companion was the moon. And my neighbor Kenny.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The inexplicable giant floating baby head. Seriously, whose brainchild was this?
Sometimes it's appropriate to stop for a snack. If you do the you get back.
Ferb's few lines. We guess Thomas Brodie Sangster was busy playing Jojen Reed.
I hold the sword Excalibur. This mystical vorpal blade was given to me by the Lady of the Puddle. Get a good look at it. For it is the instrument of your demise.
It's tough to be a bird. Even the three-eyed raven didn't see that coming. Okay, no more Game of Thrones jokes. Doofenshmirtz the Pharmacist. Mad scientists and pharmacists do dress alike.
Hey, do you see what these people are wearing?
Some kind of retro pharmacist outfit.
I feel so 2 minutes and 5 seconds ago.
Hey, let's get back in style.
Always wear a helmet. You're welcome, standards and practices.
Candace, I'm not even dressed.
Sorry, Mom, it's an emergency.
Luckily, I picked today to wear my bike helmet into the shower.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. You are so busted. In almost every episode, Candace attempts to bust those evil boys for building something unbelievable.
Ooh, I'm gonna go tell Mom, and when she sees what you are doing, you are going down! Down, down, down! D-O-W-N, down!
More often than not, whatever Phineas and Ferb cook up will disappear before Mom arrives.
You gotta see what Phineas and Ferb are doing!
Seems like we've had this conversation before.
What do you mean?
I seem to recall you telling me that the boys were training monkeys to juggle bicycles, and when I came home, there was a stunning lack of monkeys.
You'd think that this formula would get old after a while, but the writers know how to put a fresh spin on Candace's attempts to bust her brothers. For example, on extremely rare occasions, Candace succeeds in her busting endeavors. These victories are short-lived though, as something always sets things back to the status quo.
And it's all just been one big dream! So none of that really happened. I never actually busted Phineas and Ferb. I am so happy.
Sadly, nothing comes along to save Candace when she gets busted.
Well then, whose party is it?
Candace party! Candace party!
Young lady, you are so busted!
Nevertheless, Candace remains resolute in her fruitless mission to take the boys down, screaming,
Mom! 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 Come here, look what Phineas and Ferb made in the front yard, quick!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.